Welcome everybody here to a special episode of 80s Kids Wrestling. It's we just finished up the first five episodes of Unreal season two. We've got some more coming this summer. They did tease that at the end, where it looks like it's going to be a lot about the final run for John Cena. They're very interested to see about some of the decisions. Cena's kind of alluded to some of them in some post interview things, but before we go overall in the well, I guess let's go ahead. Just guys, your overall thoughts of it, the first five episodes.
Well, um, do you want to do episode four?
I did. I did
I mean,
episode four.
episode five, and
Yeah,
then we'll go what we thought on the whole.
yeah, we can do that. That's fine. What'd you guys think of episode five?
Yep. Tell me again what episode five was. They're all running together.
That's
It was the
Seth cashing in on Punk,
yeah.
and then Cody Cena at WrestleMania, and
Yep.
they did the finish of Jelly Roll with
Okay.
Drew and all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was probably the best episode because that was some of the best. I mean, it was pretty easy to jerk yourself off with what you created for those because those
Yeah.
were some of the best things. The
Right.
SummerSlam match with Cody and Cena, even though Cena lost, and even though we didn't have an understanding of why he turned back into a babyface,
Right.
because they did that off camera. It was a great match. Seth cashing in. I mean, we
Yeah.
all watched that together. We all
Yeah.
had that jaw drop, even though we
We
saw
kind of knew.
that it had been leaked,
Yeah. We kind of knew.
I will say this. Unreal thinks they keep shit a lot more secret than what they keep shit secret.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and they don't.
Yeah. No. And they also make some of the things sound way more epic than what they actually were.
And let me just say this. After watching that episode with Jelly Roll,
Yeah.
I had to have a good long look in the mirror and say, all right, what's your fucking excuse, fat ass? I mean,
Well, you're not 400 plus pounds like he was.
no shit. It should be easier.
Right. Man, but those first couple workouts he did, and I brought this up in my review of episode four. Man, he looked like he was struggling, but it also made me think like, shoot, Travis Scott is in way better shape than him, and Jelly Roll lost like 100 pounds to do this, and like that just kind of tells you one guy's work ethic over the other. One guy was willing to work for it, the other guy didn't want to do anything with it. He just wanted it handed to him.
I
Agreed.
I can't disagree with you at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we're going to talk about episode five. I don't really nothing we really didn't see except, like you said, Clint. We really didn't understand the whole Cena babyface turn without without
I mean, listen, there were a few things that I wanted to touch on that they did during this whole series.
Yeah.
I thought once we were going to show SummerSlam and show Cena, I thought we might get an explanation on why was it time to turn him back and why did we do it the way we did.
Yeah.
They
We
didn't
didn't get it.
because they know
No.
it was terrible.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, they absolutely don't. And listen, I'm gonna be honest, and I've told y'all for years, as long as we've been doing any of our stuff, that Triple H was kind of like my guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dude, I listen, guys, I'm not a fan, not anymore. Like
Yeah.
he's been given the reins or the keys to the car, the Cadillac, however you want to look at it,
Yeah.
and it's not good.
Yeah.
His work in the ring as when he was a wrestler in the ring versus where he's at now, it's unbelievable the big difference.
Mhm.
And we're seeing all this behind the scenes stuff about the Punk and Seth cash in, and he's we're telling two people, three people no. Then he goes to Cody.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that. I didn't mind seeing all that. I didn't mind the whole setup. I think if anything, you need to give your props to Punk right there.
Right.
He could have disagreed, and he could have made it. He could have made it a lot different. So seeing that he's a businessman and he knew that he got his second chance with WWE, props to him. Props to Seth. I think Seth done a great job with the whole storyline. I think he done really good. Paul Heyman, of course, we all know where Paul's at. He's at the top. I mean, if we got rid of Pritchard and Michael P.S. Hayes, it would be so much better. Now that I see the more Triple H and the Gorilla, like, get rid of him too.
Right. Yeah, that I said in my preview of episode 1, he's going to say a lot of things that are going to piss people off because what he's saying and what we saw in 2025 did not align. It did not make sense.
It did make sense.
Well, I think episode 5 was just kind of fan service, which we get a lot in wrestling.
Right.
It was kind of a go home episode. It was pretty good, but I think if we just start talking about this as a whole, every episode, you can find 2 to 3 different things that Triple H says that is total contradiction that is just BS.
Yeah. Right.
Sure. Absolutely.
Right. Just, my review. I talked about the R-Truth thing. He tried to put it out there as though R-Truth, no. We never did fire him. If you didn't renew his contract, motherfucker, you fired him.
You fired him.
Yeah.
And one of the rare times that WWE fans listened to fans.
Yeah.
The fans said, no, we want R-Truth. Yeah. And they had to bring him back.
And Paul Heyman brought that up about Penta. He said that, you listen to the pops. There's the first pop and then there's that second pop. That's when you know a guy is over. And the whole time I'm thinking probably the same thing you were, Clint. Like, well, what are you guys listening for with LA Knight? He's even got a third, fourth, and fifth pop.
They're waiting on the 6th, 7th, and 8th pop.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to get into that.
We're going to get into that because I'm sure I hadn't even seen mine. Have y'all seen my review on it?
I haven't. Only one I've watched was AJ's first one.
They're all about to come out around the same time.
Yeah. By the time he puts this one out, I'll have watched all of ours. I'll probably just watch them in order.
I literally just predicted what's going to happen to Pat McAfee's career.
Yours was great.
Yeah, it was absolutely awesome.
Yeah. Listen,
I
I'll
hope
be
mine
honest
was
with
just
you.
half good.
Well, I was the same way, Dusty. I was like, God damn, my little 7-minute video may not be very good compared to AJ's.
I saw how long Clint's was, and I went, oh my gosh, I went like triple that amount. Maybe I went.
You went 20 minutes.
I went 21 minutes. I'm like, I went overboard.
I done mine this morning. I got to work a little early, so I was just sitting in my truck just before I went in, and I thought, right here is going to be a good time. I'm in my truck. Yeah. I set my phone up on my steering wheel, and I get to talking, and I feel like it sounded like shit, but y'all can critique me. But
it's from the hip, baby. It's all that matters.
Hey, it was, and I can't wait till we can talk about it, just because I know how y'all two feel about LA Knight, and now you're gonna get my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, listen. I mean, you go ahead and talk about it now because this isn't live or anything, so we go back and watch it before it comes out.
Yours is going to come out, then my episode 4, and then this. So it's like
I got you.
Yeah, hour by hour.
Well, listen. Back to Triple H though.
Yeah.
The deal. My episode was short because it was R-Truth and fucking Naomi.
Sure.
Which again, I made a joke out of it. One of our Exports Live shows. When we were on a wrestling segment, I said, she got to be more careful now. Yeah. That's irresponsible getting knocked up when they just gave you a push.
Yeah. Chelsea Green talked about it in their episode.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. She did.
But again, in the episode that I covered, did you notice how in episode 2, Triple H was really the only one that said Sasha Banks' name? The rest of them that we're talking about just said her partner, Naomi and her partner. Yeah. And I'm going, motherfuckers, you're doing a show to give us behind the depths look. You're breaking kayfabe. So why can't you say her or Vince's name? We know the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah. Exactly. I would thought maybe they even may refer to her as Mercedes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, we got her partner.
And if you go back and look into that, why they walked out, it had a lot to do with Michael P.S. Hayes, too.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Because he was the one booking them.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's what I don't understand is why they let that bad booking in that Diva division keep going on. And it was all around Michael P.S. Hayes.
Yeah, it was.
I was going to say early watching Unreal this season, and maybe it showed it last season. I just forgot about it. I thought, they need a woman with some ideas to start booking for these women. They have one.
They have one, but they don't listen to her.
Yeah.
But, listen, if anything goes to show, speaking of my episode, I opened my review of episode 2 giving Road Dogg Jesse James a shout out.
Yeah.
Because he opened it up, talking about his battle with addiction, and that hit close to home. And I know how hard of a battle that is. But boy, the more you watch him on this show, he's a fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
Well, they just straight up ask him what he's got for Chelsea Green after she wins this. He said, "Oh no."
And well, the whole time they were talking about Chelsea, they're like, "Well, who's next?" I'm like, "Well, that's your job. That's not Chelsea's job. That's your job."
They keep asking. It's like you almost want to ask Chelsea, who do you want to give the belt to?
Yeah.
And listen, and I'll eat crow. And I said it in my review as I would eat crow. The worker that she really is.
She's great.
I think that we don't get to see enough.
Right.
If you just want to know the truth, if you just want to break it down, we don't get to see enough of her in the ring.
Yeah.
We don't get to see enough of her promos.
Yeah. And Michael P.S. Hayes comes out and says, "Well, she's not at that tippy top." I'm like, she should be. Why? How do you? Yeah.
If you quit making her a gimmick funny character,
thank you.
She can work. Yeah.
I guarantee you she could be a badass.
Yeah.
Heel or babyface.
Yeah.
I think right now I would predict it. I will call it, and I want to see it. I want to see her and Liv Morgan in a feud with a title.
That would be great.
U.S. champ, the women's title, the world heavyweight. It don't matter. Yeah. I would love to see her and Liv in a feud, and I mean a real one.
Yeah, that would be incredible. And but the Road Dogg had a quote, Clint, that I think kind of sums up all of 2025. And I know he meant it for the R-Truth match with John Cena, but the way he phrased it, it sounded like the whole year. It's like, we don't know what we're doing with John Cena. We don't know how to do this. And I know he meant it for just the R-Truth match, but the way he phrased it made it sound like they didn't know what they were doing the whole year with it.
They didn't.
No.
That's a true statement. That is a very true statement. When you sit back and we've got to see 5 episodes. I can't imagine what these next 5 are going to be like that we're going to get.
Well, they don't come out till summer.
I know, but I can't imagine what we're going to be like. What the hell are we watching?
Yeah. Well, after all the backlash that this has got, I don't know if you guys seen social media or
they've been hammering them.
I haven't had a chance to, but I can't wait to check it out.
This fucking show may be canceled.
It may be. Yeah. I mean, I seen one today how this show
be good for business.
Yeah.
Oh, they had John Cena's face and they had Triple H's face, and right in the middle of it said "ruined his career," and it had "Unreal" underneath it.
Well, and it
didn't run his career, but
it just goes back and makes you harbor so much ill will toward WWE.
Yeah.
They made a special showing of Brock Lesnar returning and put that on the show. But you got it set up a squash match, and Cena never ended up getting his revenge on Brock.
No, he never did. And I was watching that and I thought, and I guess we just didn't think about it because I don't know that we ever talked about that part of that. But you're right. I thought he never got his comeback on Brock at all.
That's the thing. He went out putting people over, Dom and then Gunther. Well, he didn't have to put Brock over. Brock's fucking over.
Yeah.
Brock's been over for 15 years.
Yeah. Well, I will give the show this one bit of credit, because we watched it at the time and we noticed every single bit of it was that Lyra Becky match. How they just basically leaned in and said it was a botch fest, and they did not avoid it. And they showed the backstage reaction. They showed her reaction, everyone else's reaction at the back of it. At least, I'm like, well, at least they acknowledged that this wasn't some epic thing. And it was as bad as what we were witnessing.
And y'all know how I stand when we start talking about that, especially just the women in general. Yeah. Why is she back there with so much drama crying?
I know.
We don't care. Yeah. You screwed up. That's all you can say.
Yeah.
You destroyed that match. You can look at it any way you want to.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's why she was crying, because she knew she screwed up by pulling her hand out and putting her hand back in.
And she said, once it's over, you can't go back. And by God, she went back and then couldn't get out of it.
Yeah.
And that's what's bad is that probably squashed her. I mean, I think if you just go back and look at that's why she teamed up with Bailey in the sidekick.
Well, and that, she had a terrible match there. And that you're right, that probably is what squashed her. But then switch it back to episode 3 with LA Knight. I don't, if I went back and watched it, I'm like, does there something that seems off about this? Like if you're watching it without having seen this, it looks like that was supposed to happen. And by God, they explained it 5 million times, and every time they explained it, it's like, well, they did everything but one thing right, which was they didn't come up to the middle at the same time. They did the pull offs, all of that was right. They just didn't do the thing in the middle, which, yeah, that's on LA Knight, but that's just as much on Seth as it is on LA.
I think you're right. So we're going to go ahead and get into my part.
Yeah.
I think that's why we're not seeing, guys. We may not see the LA Knight push.
No.
If you notice, when he comes out of the back, when the match is over, Triple H has him over in that corner. And I think that right there is you fucked up the wrong way.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. I think that LA Knight, I hope and pray that I'm wrong. I hope we get him in 2 weeks at the Royal Rumble. I hope he's number 25 and just smokes through it. Yeah. But I don't know, guys. He may be that guy that gets that mid-card push, and that's all he's going to get.
Clint sent me a YouTube video about that today.
There's a lot of things that could come out of this Unreal for LA Knight.
Yeah.
Because I would say it's about 80-20, everything you see on YouTube. I sent AJ a really good one today. But social media, YouTube, everything, most people are feeling the same way probably me and AJ do.
Yeah.
Here's 100% how I feel of that whole on episode 3 with them pulling him aside and explaining how they wanted that ending to go.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way it was. Maybe they were supposed to go up in something to didn't get right. But you know what that was? Him talking to him in the corner.
Yeah.
That was him trying to not have LA Knight pissed off at him for him losing the Money in the Bank 3 fucking years in a row when he should have won it.
Yeah.
1 out of them 3 times.
Right.
All right. Because the first immediate thought I thought when they were explaining that, this was set up for you, this was going to build you up. Bullshit.
Yeah.
If he would have went up that way and still got beat, I would still feel the same way.
Exactly.
I felt the way he did get beat.
Exactly. We all would feel the same way. Yeah. Wouldn't have changed the thing.
I wouldn't have had more emotions toward LA Knight if he would have met him up and did it your way.
Right.
Because I would have been like, no, that motherfucker should have won, not Seth.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So to me, that was a yet another part of Triple H covering his ass.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. I just feel like maybe.
Well, here's
maybe
the thing,
you're right.
Dusty. Yeah. Let me. If you don't trust him and that squashed him, you're going to squash him because of that, and that's what ruined him, right? Yeah. But yet you trust him to keep the biggest secret in wrestling and go through with that match to make that happen. Mm-hmm. That has probably been in 20 years the biggest secret in wrestling that led up to your surprise SummerSlam. You trust him enough to do that?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I agree.
You just don't want him to be the top guy, and we're going to give him every reason and excuse why we just can't do it right now.
And we've said it before, Clint. I think he reminds Triple H again. There's that comparison to Stone Cold and The Rock, and it's like Triple H gets PTSD because when both of those guys were in WWE with him, Triple H was what, 4th or 5th most important person.
Was the Absolutely.
Once you had Rock, Stone Cold, but you probably put Vince at 3. And then maybe Shawn or Undertaker or somebody kind of in that 4 or 5 slide.
Well, up until probably the Ruthless Aggression before Cena had really come on.
Right.
So Stone Cold was on his way out by that.
It was probably Triple H and Kurt Angle, maybe right there because when The Rock had just left, Brock was still coming on. Right. Triple H was probably the guy for maybe a year.
Yeah.
So he's always kind of been that stepchild, He was you had to have him at the top. He was the ultimate heel and a hell of a worker, but he was just never the guy. And I thought the exact same thing. AJ, I was like, no, this is just my own personal reason. This is why I ain't putting this motherfucker over.
Right. Yeah. He just And Vince did that to people, and then Vince tried to carry people that we didn't want anything to do with, aka Austin Theory, and with Triple H, Jey Uso. We're going to put a rocket up your ass and send you to the moon. Well, that rocket barely made it past the hemisphere. It's crashed. It's in the Atlantic Ocean right now. Well, he's from San Francisco. It's in the Pacific.
Well, look how many years they tried to push Roman on us.
And
what it finally took was Paul Heyman taking control of it and turn him into a heel for him to finally get over. It didn't have anything to do with Vince or Triple H.
Yeah.
It had Paul Heyman telling him how to be a heel and get heat.
Yeah. They just, Triple H said it, and then you heard Bruce Pritchard say it, and Michael PSA say just so many things they said. And the whole time I'm like, I'm replaying all of these matches because, all of us watched these in real time or went back and watched the clips on YouTube, just going, I did not get that at all. Not one bit. I can't forget what it was. It was I think it was in episode one of like the VP of creative or something. He says, well, we wanted everyone to feel this way. I'm like, I can tell you right now, we didn't feel that one damn bit.
It's almost like they try to be too eccentric.
Yes.
It's like, this is what we're going for. Well, fuck you. You're an idiot. Don't do that.
I think the way that they made this, I think they didn't really make this for wrestling fans. They made this for non-wrestling fans. So they're thinking that they're going to trick you into believing something was bigger or better than it was.
I thought about that the same way this morning.
Which is why I think they really had to lean into that Lyra botch fest, because if any normal fan goes back and watches that, they go, and they try to do that epic, the slow motion hitting the mat and, all the stuff with the weapons. They can cinematic all you want to, but if you actually go back and watch it, this is Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. This is what we're watching right now.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And here's something I got out of it, and I don't know how y'all feel about it. Maybe I'm just really nitpicking. First of all, I'm not a big fan of Chris. Can't think of his last name in the back. It was Abyss in TNA. Park. Yes, Chris Park. Yeah. I think he's terrible at a match producer.
Yeah.
And then we look over and we got Natalia's husband. We got Tyson over there.
Yeah.
Why aren't we taking these guys? Why aren't we using some real, like, if we got some guys in the back, why aren't we not using ones that were kind of up on that upper echelon?
Right.
Not some of these guys. One, Abyss never wrestled in WWE.
Right.
And then two,
go ahead.
You got you see Tyson over there, and I'm thinking, why aren't, and of course we know how we all feel about Pritchard and Michael PSA. So why don't we try to use some of these guys that were up there that really could tell the story, who could sell it, who could put it over, who could do it all, that are in that back that could do that job, but yet we still use these guys. It seems like they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
But what is Rick Rude's son's name?
Bobby. Yeah, Bobby. I was about to say everything he touched was gold.
I wish he ran more than what he does.
Yeah.
Yes, I wished he was up there like right under Paul Heyman when it comes to writing storylines and coming up with all that stuff. He does phenomenal.
Yeah,
I think
everything he touched was gold, which is probably why they had him on every big match that we saw.
And so that tells you. That tells you right there. You take him and Heyman away from some of this stuff with Seth and Punk.
Yeah,
it don't happen, guys. I just think it's a fail.
The Abyss thing reminds me of the Punk Seth match that they had in season 1, where everyone said it was overbooked, and then that may be. And I saw he was the agent for the Money in the Bank match. And and I'm thinking, my gosh, we had all these high spots. Grande Americano literally puts a ladder on his neck and spins it around. We have multiple run-ins on that. And I'm thinking, my God, if I'm LA Knight or Seth Rollins, I can't remember. That's way too much to remember. That's a lot of moving parts, and you can't practice that.
No.
So they have one little like mess up there at everything else was executed great. They have one little mess up there at the end, and if you're watching as a fan, you just thought that was supposed to happen.
But and here's the thing about that too, and this is the thing that I'm going to hit on Triple H about. Yeah. So the match is over. They come back to a gorilla, and we just talked about Triple H had him over there in the corner, whether it be hey whatever, don't be mad, whatever. Chris Park never talked to him.
Right.
Never. This is the match producer, and he never talked to him.
Yeah.
So what does that say? Like, okay, I don't respect you. Like, I'm not going to
listen. I've gave my explanation to it. I think LA Knight probably had sore feelings as soon as he walked in the building that night because he knew he wasn't going over.
Yeah.
And I think Triple H was just trying to keep him hey, no, listen, if we'd have just done this, this was going to build up to
Yeah.
this next push you were going to get. No, he wasn't going to
Yeah.
get a fucking push.
Yeah. And then,
because as I said, if they do it the way he was describing or the way they did it, I don't feel any different about it, no matter which way
No.
happens.
and
No, you're right.
And the fan base in general would feel exactly the same way we do right now as we did, even if that went on as perfectly as it did. So there's just so many things.
So one thing I want to bring up, and I want y'all's opinion on this. So at the end of the season 5 or the episode 5, when we get to Cena Cody match, and I know Cody talks about it, said Cena never really told him anything in the ring, but the one thing he did say to him was, be yourself. Does that kind of solidify that we need to see a strong heel Cody? I think the babyface part of Cody Rhodes should be over for a while, and I think we should see a heel run, because if you're really into that match, and I know he was playing the heel part because Cena was turned babyface and it wasn't done on camera, but the fans were trying to push him heel, I think.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that was one of those times where they haven't listened to the fans yet on that. What y'all think I'm crazy, or does that sound about right?
No, I've been wanting to see him heel for a while, but as long as he's on SmackDown right now, I don't know that he can be.
Yeah,
because Fatu's not a heel, but Fatu's not a baby either.
Yeah,
no, so he's going to have a feud with him. Drew's definitely not a baby. So really, the only one you got as far as big time players is Randy, and Randy Orton's turned heel more than the fucking Big Show.
Yeah.
So you never know about him.
You don't know. Yeah, he may turn this Friday night.
Yeah.
In that Fatal 4 or leading up to the Fatal 4 way.
He may punt everybody and the referee.
Yeah. He may go back and punt Triple H. You don't know.
Yeah.
I wish he would.
Yeah.
Boy, that'd be amazing.
Anyone in the first 5 episodes you guys maybe have changed your opinion on now that you've kind of know their story and kind of to see how they handle things behind the scenes?
Well, the first one I'll say is I said Chelsea Green. I'll eat crow. Her for sure. I think R-Truth was done wrong. I'm with Clint. They should pay him just to come out and do something funny and stupid.
Yeah.
Because don't tell us you got the money. You've got $1 billion for fucking Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got all kind of money. It don't matter. Your billfold don't stop.
Right. If you only put R-Truth on air once a month, just have him in the back, because he probably keeps everybody in the back happy.
Right.
You know
and
he's
probably a locker room. He's been around so long. He's a leader in the locker room.
Right. Yeah.
From his time at TNA and then on up into WWE, he's been with those guys.
Yeah.
I don't really know if there's really anybody else that was just like, oh shit, like man, maybe Seth.
Yeah.
And like from a personal standpoint, maybe. I don't know. I feel like he tries to do good for the business.
Yeah.
There were times that I looked at it and I thought, listen, when Seth is healthy, I can't argue that he's the best worker they have.
100%.
Heel or babyface. I
Don't
cannot argue that. I think he is the best performer they've got. There were a lot of times that I looked at it and said, man, Seth's pretty good dude down. I mean, and he studies the business and he wants what's best for the business and to be a family man and do what he's doing. But there were also times, just like after that Money in the Bank, when he came back and they said, well, Seth was visibly pissed off. Well, fuck you. What are you pissed off about?
Yeah.
You fucking won.
Yeah.
We're building
what are you
this
mad
for
about?
you.
Yeah.
And then the Lyra, he's back there in front of everybody that I don't feel like you should be. That's your wife in the match.
Yeah.
And as soon as that hand came out and she put him back in, which was a fuck up, he just started dogging her.
Yeah.
So what do you think? We've talked about how dumb we think these creative heads are. If they hear Seth saying it,
what do you think?
I did not like that.
Yeah.
For her.
Yeah.
No, I don't like her, and I don't think she's a great performer, and I think she's low level.
But no, I get it.
Yeah.
But I don't like that. I don't feel that's professional and what you should be doing. We've all watched enough, like Bischoff and Bruce Pritchard. We've watched enough podcasts with a lot of these guys to know they're never going to own up to a terrible booking decision?
Oh no.
Oh,
No,
never,
never.
never.
So it was the same way. I will say this, even though it was a terrible idea, when Bruce said, "Well, what about letting Pat beat Gunther?"
Yeah.
Well, I fucking wish they would have, because if they had,
Yeah.
maybe Gunther wouldn't have went on this run, and Cena would have ended different.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. I
Because
think
surely
that
they wouldn't have let him beat Cena. If fucking Pat
Right.
McAfee beat him.
Right.
exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Even though it was a terrible idea,
Yeah.
I kind of wish they'd listened to Bruce on that one.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, we've got, I guess they're going to give us 5 more episodes in the summer. They're only really teasing Cena right now. I'm guessing you can't just do 5-hour-long episodes on one guy, unless they're going to do like some big, like this is going to be our makeshift John Cena documentary. You're going to learn everything you need to know about this guy, sort of thing.
They're going to just be covering their ass on why they booked the way they did. And by that time, enough time's going to pass, and they're going to try to make us think this is why it worked. But it still didn't work, motherfucker.
Yeah.
No, it didn't work at all.
Yeah.
I think we might see a little bit of some of the behind the scene with Jay, them taking the rocket off of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And bringing him back down to, I guess, a tag team.
See more. I guess we'll see more with the Vision, which, by the way, they built it up like we're going to build the next greatest faction you've ever seen. And
if
then,
y'all
like,
ever in your life,
months later, it's gone.
Yeah, months later, it's irrelevant. You're getting squashed by the Luchadors on Monday Night Raw.
Right.
In a complete squash match, if you just want to know the truth.
Yeah.
I guess I still got mixed emotions, though, because as you said, and you said it well on yours, episode 1, AJ, I look at Becky in a different light.
Mm-hmm.
Very motherly, very wanting to get that push. But, she's still out there every week, and she's still holding the Intercontinental title. And every goddamn match she has about 8 botches in it. But my man, LA Knight, can't get a fucking push.
I know.
He gets scolded for that one finish.
Which, for doing everything right in the match except for the very tippy at the very end, and then which none of us noticed, but then he's praising Jelly Roll because Jelly Roll's like, man, I'm sorry guys, I messed up a couple times. No, we didn't even notice. It's like, yeah, that's the same thing that happened at LA Knight. Nobody noticed.
Hey, he even got the bro shake with much respect.
Yes. Yeah.
Then you got EO back there jumping in his arm and just googling on her.
Listen, this, like I said, the only thing that's done for me and the women was maybe have a different outlook on Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
Put
the rocket on her.
Yes, put that rocket on her, buddy, and send her to the moon. Her and Liv, like I said, Liv's a great heel. Chelsea can be a baby face, and they could put on a hell of a match.
I agree.
But we're saying this, and they really made her shine and look good. But then you got to think about what's going on right now. Chelsea just got passed by instead of fighting Jade for that title. This up and comers.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You're right.
And we really don't even know what kind of work she can do because we know Jade can't work. So what if Jordan can't work? If they both can't work, what are they going to do out there?
I don't know. But Chelsea's a good option because if she can do a match with Penna and make it look as entertaining as we did, there ain't no doubt she can work with anybody on that roster.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I already like Penna, but I really like him after this.
I do too.
That was one of the bright spots. But again, low spots to me were just the same way it was the first 5 episodes, the 5 episodes the year before.
Yeah.
These creative heads, for whatever reason, don't know how to put their hand up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They just don't. They're just like, all right, that was a shit idea. We shouldn't have done that. Have you at all heard anybody in this season, in these 5 episodes, did you hear anybody say, boy, we really fucked that one up?
Yeah. Nope.
No.
Nope. Not once.
Not one time. But here's the thing, too, as we're watching that, in each episode, we get to see in the conference room, Triple H is at the head of the table. Yeah. Heyman's not in there all the time. But when you start looking around, like Clint said, there was that one female that was like a producer. Them guys ain't wrestlers, guys. No. These right there, and hey, listen, there's probably going to people hit me right here. Those were college grads that got a job for their degree. it's like some of these young kids that get hired to be managers of these big corporations that ain't never worked there. They've never done anything, but yet we got this degree and we can blow smoke up somebody's ass, and then all of a sudden we're writing for WWE.
Yeah.
It don't work that way in wrestling, guys. I'm sorry.
It doesn't. And it shows. It shows.
And listen, but on the other hand, we still got Michael P.S.A.'s who've been around 60 years. We got Pritchard been around 60 years. Triple H been around 40 years, and they can't write either. So I don't really know where we go, but Bobby Roode needs to be writing more for sure. Yeah. He needs to be.
And I think Heyman. They didn't really ever show Heyman back there, but he needs to be.
Right.
He's got to be. Yeah. If he's not in that room for everything, then I think it's a fail.
I agree.
I wish now. They shouldn't call it Unreal. They should call it, we're going to show you what we want to show you.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't see everything.
If it was a real Unreal show, they would show us how much, say, TKO's got in the shit they do.
Yeah.
They'd show who's really calling the shots. Like, when I want to push this guy, well, if this says I can't because so-and-so said this is who I got to push, well, throw it out there. I mean, if you're trying to be honest, be honest.
Yeah,
let us see it.
I'm the same way. Well, guys, I'm glad we went through it and given everyone here a little special episode. And we've got, I guess, 5 episodes to look forward to coming up this summer.
I'll be honest, I'm not looking forward to it because it's just going to be going through the time where LA just keeps getting dumped and dumped and dumped, and it might end with him getting put out of business like he is right now.
Yeah, and our only review of the whole series is just Clint going to come up, all of us standing up here, and Clint's going to go, "Fuck you, Triple H."
Yeah.
That's all.
That's my review.
That's my review.
Going to be my review.
Well, guys, enjoyed it here. Have another good show, and looking forward to reviewing Saturday's night. Friday
Night SmackDown.
Friday Night SmackDown, and Saturday night's main event coming up, and we might be watching
it here. Of course, people on our show won't know what you're talking about. But do you know if your ball game for Friday has been moved to Thursday?
All of them have.
Yes, they all have. So
so we should be able to watch SmackDown live and then do a show after that.
Yeah, I've got 4 games tomorrow, 2 Friday afternoon because of UT Southern. They moved their Saturday games up to Friday afternoon, but nothing. And then my UNA game got moved to February. So after about 4:00 on Friday, I'm good.
Good. We'll have a SmackDown review and then lead into Saturday night's main event.
Yep. Sounds good, guys. All right.
Goddamn, does it feel we are less than 10 days from the Royal Rumble and it don't fuck.
Not once.
We know 2 people in the Rumble.
Yeah, 2 people. Yeah, that's it. Two men, 4 women. That's about it.
They might as well just wrestle together.
Yeah. All right. So for Cletus, the big guy, and myself, I'm AJ Good. Everyone have a good evening. We'll see you guys on Friday night.